Good morning, everyone. It's Diane. I got my blended brushes yesterday. They came yesterday. And these are the brushes that Liz Smith on Mrs. Coggs was talking about. Someone sent them to her, and she loved them. And she found some on Amazon and gave us a link. So I went to Amazon and I ordered them. You can get them at department stores in the cosmetics department. Although I saw some at Walmart and it was a better deal getting them on Amazon. These are all of the various sizes that you get. They're called blending brushes and they're for makeup. The ones that Liz was gifted were actually for crafting, but she said they're the exact same thing. They have the same handle, they're the same sizes, the same everything. And the crafting ones were a lot more expensive than the ones that are marketed for makeup. These were $15 on Amazon, and I will put the link below too, the same link that Liz gave us. So anyway, you get all of these different sizes. Some of them I probably won't use for crafting. Maybe I'll put them on my makeup table and actually try them out there. But anyway, these sizes I will probably use for crafting. And I might set aside one of these small ones to use for getting in small places for inking, because sometimes I wish I did have something smaller, so that's great. But I did try these yesterday and I loved them. So I'm going to do a little demo here. I know Liz already did this on her channel, but I'm starting on my Kate Greenaway book. And this is a design team project for Studio 28E. I'm only going to make one, I think, at least for now. But I love these images. They are so fresh and clean. They are a vintage look, but I am not going with a vintage, I'm not going to brown it up. No coffee dyed paper, probably no vintage photo distress ink. I'm going to use pretty colors. This is the kind of bag that the brushes come in, by the way. It is resealable, but I'm just going to throw it away. So I am going to ink these pages, the backs of these pages, with some pretty colors. So that's what I'm going to be doing today with you watching. This is the book cover I chose. It's just a pretty green, and I thought it was great, a nice spring green. And this is the book cover page that comes with the kit. So you can fold it and put it on, make it into one signature book. But I'm going to Mod Podge it to this cover, and I'll put the back on also. So this is going to be the cover. It's a little bit bigger than the pages, just taller. It's just the right size width-wise, with a little bit of wiggle room there. But I like wiggle room in the height too, so that's fine with me. I don't mind at all. I think it's a great size. So this is what I'm using. I'm going to be using as many of the pages as I can. Unfortunately, when I printed them, I didn't realize that there was cardstock in my printer, so a lot of the pages printed on cardstock, some printed on the regular paper, my nice paper. So there will be a mix. I'm going to use them. I'm not putting that ink. I'm not going to let that go to waste. So I have those, all of those pages, and I pulled just a few colored pages that match the colors of the kit, and then some pattern paper, and then some plain copy paper in pretty colors. So I'm going with yellow, green, and blue. And then I have this celery green parchment paper that I thought I might use also. And maybe I'll include some book pages, I'm not sure yet. But right now what I want to do is just start inking some of these pages. And I did do some yesterday to try out my brushes. So this is Mermaid Lagoon, I think. I love the pattern that it creates on this. Well, actually the stencil creates the pattern, but I love the softness. And it was easy to use too. There's another one with the same stencil and the same color. There's a green one with a different stencil. And a yellow one. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And I think I used this size brush. So there's two larger ones even than this. I'm going to use the green on this one. I have my peeled paint here. I'm kind of using the same stencil for the same color. So what did I use? Okay, I have this kind of a daisy look stencil for the green. These are the stencils that I pulled. I think I used the number one and this daisy looking one, and then this one. Now this one has a lot of little pieces that catch when I use the Tim Holtz distressing tool. And the brush does it a lot better. It's softer and it doesn't catch on these things so much. So I think it's a really good tool. So this is the one I'm going to use with green. And just tap the brush on your color just like you do with your Tim Holtz tool or whatever tool you're using. And then just start rubbing it on to your card, your paper. And as Liz said, it just kind of disappears into the paper. It's so smooth in the blending. And it just seems to go faster. I don't have to work so hard at it, it seems like. And then I want to just kind of brush some onto the edges of the paper. I usually do down the center also. There you go. So there's a nice subtle pattern and color on there, but you can definitely journal on this page. You could still stamp on it and do whatever you want to it. Let's see, what else do I have to do? I want to do blue on this one. Lined paper, and I did the numbers with blue. This is another one that is difficult to do. I would usually spray this one because it was just so hard to rub the tool on it because of all the little pieces that would catch on it. Oh, and by the way, when I wanted to do a different color, I would just rub this. When I was doing it last night, I just rub this until it doesn't have any color anymore. Seems to clean off very nicely, and it doesn't take long. So I have my Mermaid Lagoon little cube here. Now that one started out with a really bright patch there, but if you start off the paper you won't get that, but I don't mind having it. I like the variations in shade, darker to lighter. You don't have to cover the whole page. I find that I cover more of it doing it this way than I did with my other tool, just because it has a nice subtle blend. I'm going to try one of the smaller brushes to do the edges and see if I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. So you would just have to experiment with the different sizes and different techniques, rubbing with or without a stencil. So you get the idea. Instead of doing a yellow page, which I will do because I have to complete all of these pages, I do want to try the vintage photo, but I'm not going to use that on this journal. So I brought some things over with me that I can try. I'm going to use this size. There's no markings on them as far as, as far as size or anything. So I'm just going to take my vintage photo and ink along the edge. So it's on coffee dyed. It's subtle. So I'm going to try it on this one, which doesn't have the coffee dyeing. Shows up a little more. These brushes are so soft. If you were gonna put them on your face for doing your makeup, it would be like a little massage on your face, I think. And I have this stencil I want to try on this tag. And I'm gonna try the biggest one and see how that works. Oh, that's lovely. That is a pretty tag. I'll probably do something else to that tag, but it's so pretty with just that stencil on it. Let's try something with this. I have this stencil also, which again has little pieces that catch. It's very subtle on the coffee dye. That's a pretty dark coffee dye there, but I like that. Probably, I use my vintage photos so much that this is probably already running dry. I'm going to try that same stencil on this tag. but it doesn't catch on the pieces. It just runs smoothly over it, which I think is awesome. I'm glad I got these. There you go. Really nice tag. Oh, excuse me. All right, so I'm going to continue coloring the inside pages of my Kate Greenaway journal pages. And you guys have a great day today. I'll probably be back. I have a lot to do tomorrow. I have a couple of fun activities to do tomorrow. I am going to a paint party. You know how they do the wine and paint things? I've never been to one of those, and one of my friends from church is having one at the church. There will be no wine, so we're just going to paint, and I thought that sounded like fun. My daughter wanted to go, and so I'm going to go. And then right after that, another friend is having a Stampin' Up! Party at church, so I'll stay for that. So, I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow at all, but maybe later today. We'll see. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.